Welcome to beautiful Ann Arbor, where it is officially and finally game day. College football season is upon us. I am Isaiah Hole from WolverinesWire, USA Today Sports Media Group, and I'm here to give you a couple keys to today's game. Obviously, Michigan are heavy favorites against Middle Tennessee, the Blue Raiders, who come to town as the first ever meeting between the two programs. But I'm actually going to give you 5 keys. Probably later in the season we'll get down to 3, but there's 5 different things that I want to see in this game that's coming up tonight. First, starting off on offense, I want to see this Michigan team start out fast. That's something that we didn't see a lot of last year. Michigan would start to drive the field and kind of stall out. We didn't see them start out fast, getting touchdowns early on. And considering that we're hearing so much about this Josh Gaddis speed and space offense, I want to see that this team come out there, start with a vengeance, really be able to showcase both the passing game and the running game. There's a lot to really like about the personnel on this team, and you have a lot of senior and older leadership on this team. So to get out there and start fast, especially offensively, when you consider, you've got 2 teams here in the state of Michigan that are trying to revamp their offensive attack. We saw what Michigan State's offense looked like last night. Obviously, you hope that this Michigan offense looks a bit different than what we saw in East Lansing as the Spartans took on the Tulsa Golden Hurricane. Middle Tennessee doesn't necessarily present a lot of challenge when it comes to defense. If you check out my podcast from yesterday with my preview with Chris Childers, Middle Tennessee alum, host of SiriusXM's Full Ride, we talked to him about what Middle Tennessee brings. Is there anything that they're really good at? Middle Tennessee's known for having really good pressure up front, and it turns out that as far as Childers sees it, it's going to be a big mismatch just due to the size and speed of this Michigan team. So you really want to see, the second key is continue the things that you were good at from last year, and that's where the offensive line can take that step forward. It took them a couple games to be able to get acclimated last year. Obviously, this is going to be Jalen Mayfield's first start. How will any other players that might end up getting some playing time? If Ryan Hayes is to come in, how is he going to look? For some of the players that really were able to play very well throughout the year last year, Cesar Ruiz, John Runyon Jr., Ben Bredesen, Michael Onwenu. Michael Onwenu, particularly having lost quite a bit of weight, changed his body composition. How do they look here in this first game? I want to see them come out sharp. Now, the next thing, going out over to the defensive side of the ball, at least for a moment, really want to see this defense play fast. That's one of the things that we keep on hearing, is that this team seems to look a lot faster on the defensive side of the ball. That seems a little crazy to me when you consider that they lost Devin Bush Jr., Rashawn Gary, Chase Winovich, all guys that are running around 4.5s going on to the NFL. But you hear what Josh Ross has to say, some of these other guys that are on the team, and they say, hey, it feels like we are playing faster. So seeing guys like Josh Ross stepping into those starting roles and being able to just go out there and play, keeping in mind 2017 we saw like a whole new defense, mostly second-year guys. A lot of these guys are third-year type players, so they've been in the system for a minute. So really want to see what those players look like. But defensively, what I really want to see is the interior pass rush. That's something that Jim Harbaugh said back at Big Ten Media Days was a big concern of his going into the season. Hopefully, the Big Ten, the interior pass rush with a revamped look, a couple new guys in there, some familiar faces. Carlo Kemp is back, Michael Dwumfor is back. We keep on hearing about Donovan Jeter. We want to see how some of those players come in. Mozzie Smith, Chris Hinton, some true freshmen, and that's really where I want to see things kind of coalesce. In the back 7, key number 4 is, will this Michigan defense continue to be locked down, especially in that back 4? Who's going to be the guy opposite Josh Metellus at safety? It sounds like it's going to be probably Brad Hawkins. Some Jamarick Woods worked in as well. Will we see Daxton Hill play safety? This is the perfect game to start getting him acclimated. So really want to be able to see him be able to come in and do some things. Behind them, we don't know yet if Ambry Thomas is going to be a go. He was not ruled out. We expected him to have to sit for a little while, but everything that I've been told between off the record and things that we heard within this building here behind us here at Schembechler Hall, that it sounds kind of like Ambry might make a go of it today. If not, and even if we do see Ambry, I'm sure there will be a heavy dose of Vincent Gray. And how does Jalen Kelly Powell look playing that kind of Brandon Watson role, the third cornerback, guy who can play both sides of the field? Really excited to see what that looks like. And key number 5, is have fun. Wait, nope, that's a terrible key. But you do want to see them have fun. Really, my fifth key is getting those freshmen worked in. Really want to see what they look like. This is probably the best game of the year, the best non-Rutgers game of the year, rather, to really try to get some of those guys. And let's keep in mind, Rutgers actually ended up looking pretty good offensively once they got going with McLean Carter, the Texas Tech transfer. So this is the type of game where you really want to be able to work some of those younger guys in if you can. Hopefully you see them do that in the second half. Hopefully this offense looks a lot like the 2016 offense did at the outset, where we're bored by halftime because they've got so many points. That's what I'm anticipating, that's what I'm expecting, and that's what I'm looking for. So game kicks off at 7:30 p.m., Big Ten Network here in Ann Arbor. Again, I'm Isaiah Holt for Wolverines Wire. Hope you all enjoyed the game, and hopefully we see all those things that I just talked about.